I worked at one place for 14 years I never called out of, right? Mm-hmm. And the day that I realized I was going to work there forever. But then one time on Super Bowl Sunday, it snowed 3 freaking feet. Nobody made a decision to close the building, so they still didn't make a freaking decision. I was already in the building. That's why I went on that tangent real quick. But yeah, so look, make a freaking decision. People are counting on you to make a decision.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Good afternoon, everybody. Morning, whatever time it is you were watching, wherever you're watching.
It's the afternoon over here.
It's the afternoon over here,
Got my tea.
But it's a great time for you to like, subscribe, and share this lovely channel of ours.
Yep.
That we're kind of hanging out with. But she's got her tea.
Got my tea. About to share some great insight on decision making. If you're ready for that.
I got some water. Yeah, I'm ready. I like talking about this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, it's my favorite right here.
I know, but there's just been so many decisions that have had to been made lately that I feel like are more important than others. I mean, obviously, I feel like every single thing is a decision. Sometimes I overanalyze it and I can get really crazy with it. But I mean, lately, personal life, I don't know, with decision making, my kids, whenever they want to make a decision, they'll ask me my opinion and they'll go with the opposite of what I said. So what do they do for you?
So for me, they come to me and they ask me my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Like, right? Oh, do you like this shirt or should I wear this shirt? I'll be like, oh, I like the yellow shirt. Okay, I'm wearing the blue shirt.
Well, yeah. Well, they ask me my opinion. And a lot of times they ask me, it's just like selling houses too. Like, so just, they ask me my opinion.
I'm sure they always ask your opinion.
Yeah, and I just tell them what it is. But sometimes they don't want to hear what I got to say. Mm-hmm. Because I'll just tell them what it. I mean, I'm not rude about it, but then they'll ask me like, "Hey, Dad, what do you think?" And then they truly want to know what I have to say. But you know, sometimes it just comes down with the kids. Like with Gabby, she was telling me the other day how they were talking about at the beginning of the season, like what shoes they were going to wear for volleyball. Oh yeah. And they were going around and around, and then we went this shoe, and then got that shoe, and I'm like, man, who's the captain? And I was like, just tell them what shoes you're wearing. Tell them what shoes you think they should wear. Right. And then the next thing you know, they made a decision, right? So they kind of threw some ideas out there, but same thing with like in business, and you know, as a leader, you know, or the manager or the whatever. I mean, your job a lot of times is making the decision. I can't stand when somebody doesn't make a decision. I got a couple examples right now. I got a recent example of when somebody couldn't freaking make a decision.
Really? Personal or business?
Leisure.
Complete
all three. All three.
Okay.
And I'm going, I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it. Okay. You guys, all right, Tennessee Titans just came off a good win this week. But last week lost. We lost the week before that. And we lost the week before that. We lost the week before that. We lost 4 times in a row. And one thing was I was sitting in the stands. Everybody knows I sit in the stands every week. And I'm sitting in the stands, and right before the half, we were in a situation where we could kick a field goal or we can go for it on 4th down. And what happened was we waited until it was no time on the play clock to send out the field goal team. The head coach couldn't freaking make up his mind whether or not he wanted to kick a field goal or not. So what happened was, he ended up taking a delay game penalty. Then we get on 4th down. We try to go for it. We had to punt. Right. So we didn't get 3 points because this dude couldn't make a freaking decision. His job is to make a decision, and he didn't. If he would have said, we're going for it on 4th down, and they didn't get it, cool. Man, we went for it on 4th down. We didn't get it. But he did this thing where it was like, I think we're going to kick it. And then he screwed it up. The dude gets paid way too much money to not make a freaking decision.
He was overanalyzing
the situation. You got 25 freaking seconds to figure it out. You can't not make a decision. Right. I'm okay a lot of times with making a bad decision over making no decision at all.
I feel like a bad decision is better than no decision
exactly.
at all. I do agree with that.
You just make a freaking decision. You're in charge. Everybody's looking at you to see what the thing is. You know, I get passionate about this because I love the freaking football team. Yeah. I'm tired of watching them lose. Like one last week. Got lucky. I'll take it. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the thing, right? He didn't make a decision. And that felt so bad. Because I was like, man, he's in over his head. Because at that point, it's like, oh my God. You know, you can't decide in 25 seconds if you want to kick the ball or not. That's a problem. But yeah, so that's one point.
another one for me is like when we're in the car, everybody's trying to decide what they want to eat.
Oh my God.
I don't like to make the decisions because I honestly will just pick something from wherever. So what will happen is that when I do make a decision, then there's a lot of people in this family. So, but then somebody is always chiming in. Well, I don't like that place. Okay, well then you make the decision. Why do I have to always make the decision?
See that I almost said a bad word. That burns me up because here's the thing. All right, so look, I like putting things in perspective. Mm-hmm. Hey guys, where you want to eat? I don't know. Mm-hmm. So what do they have? I don't know. I'm like, yo, I'm driving. Somebody pick I will drive this car to wherever you want to go. Just somebody tell me where we're going to go. Because if I have to pick, I got to pull. I can't get on my phone and look up the place while I'm driving.
Right.
Just tell me where to go.
I still feel like you should make a decision though, because you do have a little bit more of a strict what you will eat and what you won't. Yeah,
but the thing is like just pick, and then we'll get off the road like I'm on the highway. Like just get off the road like I'm driving. Like I can't pick while I'm driving. If I'm somewhere where I know where we are, okay, cool. But we're going to friggin' Tuscaloosa or something, somewhere on a trip. I don't know where we are.
Yeah, I picked one spot one time, and you said it was a bad decision.
What was this?
It was with the green beans, and we've had a podcast on it before.
Oh, it's bad.
And the chicken.
It actually was. I ate it. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
So I'm okay with whatever, because so when I don't make a decision, it's because I am so totally fine with whatever that decision is going to be that I know I'm going to be able to adapt to whatever the decision is. And that's why it's not that I don't want the responsibility. It's that I know that there are people in our family that are more selective than others. So I just choose to say, you know what, whatever you choose, I'm on board with it.
Yep. So here's another example, right? In the business setting, right? In business owners, you can relate to this, or people that are in charge of like let's say business owners. I would say that this also happens in schools or stuff like that, right? So we live in Tennessee, but it snows here. It's a lot of places in the country it snows.
It snows in Nashville.
And you guys remember like back in the day when you used to, now you can just kind of pick up the phone on the internet, but then back in the day, whenever school would be closed, it'd be like the NFL, NBA draft with like the ticker at the bottom, and it'd have like all the schools that were closed, and you'd be like, oh man, A's, oh no, our county starts with a D and they're on F, so we got to wait for it to come back around. Like, oh my God.
That'd be the only day you wake up early.
Oh my God, school's going to be closed. Oh my God, they're going to close school.
See if school's closed.
And then what's happening is there's a bunch of dudes in the school board sitting around going, do you want to close school? I don't know. Do you want to close school? So what I used to hate was working in a warehouse, the distribution center. So there was like this one management structure that we had one time where it was like 3 people in charge, which is the worst possible scenario possible. You need one throat to choke. That's what I always say. Well, who's in charge? Who made that decision? Who's going to be held accountable for said decision? So we had 3 of us, right? And then like all of us would sit around and be like, well, let's get the input from the team. And there's like 6 inches of snow on the ground. And we're like, so should we close? Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at the weather forecast, right? And then we're looking at the forecast, and we're looking at it for the next 3 hours. I'm like, yo, man, it's going to snow. This is going to freeze over. And I'm sitting in this room like, yo, man, are we open or are we closed? Just make a freaking decision. Like same thing what happens with you. I tell you every time it snows and your daycare, right? That is like, I get so freaking mad because what do your people do? What do they do?
Like a week before, okay, they say we're going to get snow. A week before we get the snow, they're like, are we going to close? I don't know.
Are we going to close?
I don't know.
Are we going to close next Tuesday?
Yeah, are we closing next Tuesday? They say it's going to snow. And then 3 days before, I'll get text messages of showing the forecast. And then 2 days before, I'll get messages showing when it's starting and how many inches we're supposed to get.
Or they'll have the white circle of where we are in the purple, like it's going to be 3 to 8 inches, or it's going to be 1 to 57 inches of snow.
Yeah.
And then she's got to make, I'm like, oh man, do not entertain this conversation right now.
Right. It's just so hard.
Don't talk about it. The morning it's snowing. If there's snow on the ground, yo man, we are closed.
Yeah.
Or hey man, we are open.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Like don't be trying to, you're not the weather person.
And I'm not going to like make everybody happy no matter what I choose.
No, you're not going to make everybody happy. Because if you're going to open, they're like, oh my God, I can't get out my driveway, a half inch of snow. My wheel, I'm almost spun out. Zzz.
Yeah. And then meantime, I'm driving in 40 minutes away and it's completely fine.
I was trying to go to the barbershop one time on a snow day. And dude was like, oh man, I'm not coming in cutting hair today because this weather roads is too bad. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. I go to Target. I'm standing in line at Target and Starbucks, get my coffee. Who's right there?
No.
The freaking barber. I'm like, yo, man, you can't.
Are you serious?
It's true. The roads are too rough to go outside, but then you can go get your coffee at Target. Man, shut up.
No, I've seen that actually. I've had employees that'll tell me they're not coming or they think we should close. We close and then they'll send a picture of them at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, getting whatever.
All
it's
the
too
things
dangerous.
that were open.
Right. Or even when it's raining, like, oh man, it's going to be tornadoes outside. We're going outside. Hey, look at me. I'm in the snow. I'm in the tornado. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So look. Your job as a leader, right? I'm just going to say this. Your job as a leader is to obtain as much information possible to make an informed decision, right? That's it. And that's what I was talking to somebody the other day. You might make a bad call, but your team has to feed you the information. And then I'm going to drop names. Colin Powell said, General Colin Powell, right? I learned this a long time ago. He said you need 80% of the information to make an informed decision. We talk about bombing countries and like doing crazy stuff. He, with 80% of the information he needs, he's going to make a decision. So your job is to obtain as much information as possible to make an informed decision. Now, if you make a bad decision because you got bad information, then you go address where you got the information from. But you got to make the best decision, best off due to the most accurate information that you have at the time. You have to make a decision.
No, I agree on that.
And that comes down to everything. And same thing, right? So they're like, but then here's the thing. Oh, Gerard, but if you make a decision, it's the wrong thing. What do you do? So here's another thing I'm going to steal from somebody else that I learned a long time ago. And you know what that is? That is when the map differs from the terrain, map and terrain. When the map differs from the terrain, follow the terrain.
Or in other words,
go with the flow.
Yeah.
Make adjustments. Audible, change the play on the fly, which means that if you sit there and you plan for weeks and weeks and weeks or whatever it is, and then you get out there and it's different than what you planned for, you just go with you go with the flow. You go where the thing is, you change your plan. You don't just keep doing the same dumb thing. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So it's the same thing. It's like you gotta make adjustments on the fly. And then if you make you did the best you could based off the information you had.
Right. But you made a decision.
You made a freaking decision. Man, I get fired up about that. And her business, and you know what? She says she struggles with that. But in her defense, right? She runs a business that when the NBA, NFL ticker is at the bottom of the screen and all the schools are closed, that's when everybody needs her the most.
Right. So I have the employees where their safety is my priority. I want them to get there safe. But I also have these parents that are texting me like the night before saying, hey, our school systems are closed. What if our schools are closed? Are you guys going to be open? So it's just really a delicate balance for me as far as making sure that I'm doing the right thing for everyone.
And it's a revenue opportunity. But guess what happens? Happens though on snow days? What happens? What do we do? We call the landlord and say, first of all, are they going to plow the parking lot? Right.
And we have some great landlords and they do that.
And then the second thing we do is I go get in the car with a shovel and some freaking salt.
Yep.
And we both get in the car and we shovel the sidewalk to make sure that it's safe. And then she's the first one in the building.
Yep. And we're salting it and we're just making sure that everything is good.
Because you can't ask people to do stuff that you're not willing to do yourself. So she shows up. So it's not like we're like tyrants where it's like, oh, go in that snow place. Well, I've had that happen before. I'm going to talk about that too. I'm just going to go on a tangent on that.
What?
Remember that time? I'm going to tell you something right now.
What?
You guys know, you know I worked at that trucking place. I worked at one place for 14 years I never called out of, right? And the day that I realized I was going to work there forever and ever and ever. But then one time on Super Bowl Sunday, it snowed 3 freaking feet. Okay? 3 feet. I'm not 3 inches, not 3 feet. I'm talking like Smurf, like what is it, 3 apples tall or something, whatever. It snowed 3 feet. Nobody made a decision to close the building. Nobody said we weren't open and we weren't closed, so I was in charge. So guess what I did? I do it to anybody, not anybody. I went to work, right? In 3 feet of freaking snow, barefoot up the hill. No. I went to work 3 feet of snow. And I called my friend that worked on my team. Was like, hey man, come get me. So he comes and gets me. We get in there. And I got at the time, I think it's like 500 employees or 600 employees. It's me and like 12 guys, right? Because there's the only ones that can get to work. And we have this call, and we're on the call talking to the boss, and he's like, everybody's at home. So he never told me not to come to work. I told him, hey man, I don't think I can get out. He goes, man, start digging. And I did. And the reason why I know, I have a really good memory when it comes to stuff. The reason why I know it's Super Bowl Sunday is because I didn't watch the game because I was shoveling snow 6 hours before I had to be at work. But I couldn't keep up with it because it was snowing so hard. Remember that? So then I get to work. These dudes can't get in. And then he was like, yo, man, y'all get started. And he goes, I don't know if we should come in today. So they still didn't make a freaking decision. I was already in the building. That was the day I was like, I can't do this anymore. That's when I started looking for another job. That's what it took. That's why I went on that tangent real quick. But yeah, so look, make a freaking decision, right? People are counting on you to make a decision.
Right. And
right?
I mean, no one's always got all the answers, and they don't think that they understand everything to make a decision all the time. But it's better than no decision.
Another challenge was, all right, her merchant services system, right? So we had a merchant services thing that we didn't really like.
Yes.
It was terrible.
It was horrible.
So we were shopping for this one. We go shop for this one. Look at this fees. It's 2.89%. This one's 2.845%. This one has this button. This one has, and then we just spent all this time researching and researching and researching. And then one day she said, you know what? I'm going with this. I was like, buy 2 of them. Buy 2.
The best decision.
Buy 2 right now. Go buy 2. Boom. The next day, increased sales.
Yep.
People are now getting paid on tips because we couldn't do that before. We can balance our books better. There are some things that we don't like, but there are some things that we like more than we would not do without since we made the change.
Right. The pros outweigh the cons.
The pros outweigh the cons, but we made a decision. And then guess what? We got through it and saw that some things that didn't work the way that our other part of our business is going to work. So we made an audible and we did some different stuff.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So we changed some of our business practices because we made a freaking decision. I can't stand when management people don't make a decision. And then sometimes, I got into it the other day. You don't even know I did this. I sent an email. We're talking about this another thing. But basically what happened was they weren't making a decision, and I don't want to have to roll my sleeves up and go play manager in your business because I will. Because if I got to wait for you and I missed a freaking touchdown because I'm sitting waiting for my food because I got to jump behind the counter, that's okay too. You don't know about that, did you?
What are you talking about?
We'll talk about that later on. Okay. But yeah, I was so mad. The day I went to the Titans game by myself.
What about it?
Okay, so I went. I get there and I wanted a chicken wrap. Okay, but I realized the chicken wrap was the bottleneck of the thing. Like, and then the chicken wrap line was all backed up. They had one lady making all the chicken wraps for everybody in the club level. One lady, one. So I said, hey, man. I said, man, what's your name? She said, Linda. I said, Linda, you're the hardest working lady up here. And she was. Because she's making them. I'm just making them as fast as I can. I need a chicken wrap. So then I went over to the hot dog one thing and said, hey, could somebody go over here and help Linda? And they were like, well, wait, that's not my job. I'm like, hey, man, somebody needs to come over here. So 2 people jumped on chicken wraps. And then I was like, hey, man, well, I think you should probably close this register because you can't get any more chicken wraps done because she's back there. So if I were you, I would get off the register and go help him. Go help Linda.
Yeah, why do you have 3 people on a register?
So then freaking Cam Ward throws the first touchdown of his life, and I'm sitting there managing the freaking chicken wraps.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
That's sad.
So I wrote an email.
Did you really?
I wrote an email. Okay. It was long.
Really?
And I told them, but here was the goal.
Long.
Here was the goal of the email. I had my glasses on and I took a picture of Linda and I said, this lady needs a raise and formal recognition for making all the chicken wraps in the West Club level.
Okay, now I need to go meet Linda.
All right, cool. So that's all we got. Make a decision, man. All right, don't put Linda in a situation where she gotta be fighting all by herself.
And trust me, you're a lot more stressed out with thinking about making the decision than you will be with making the decision.
Just do the freaking thing. Yeah. Make a decision. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. That's all we got today. We're going to decide to get off this mic right now and call it a day.
I'm about to go watch Gabby play volleyball. That's why I got my Ensworth Tigers hat on. Go Tigers.
We're about to get this W.
Yep.
All right, cool. Holla.
See you later.